Hello everyone, being from the bedroom here, your guitar junkie. This is a shout out going to Jack, my go-to guy at Take Aim, Gun and Safe in Palm Harbor. Yeah, let's make some noise and then put the mic on and we'll see what happens. Yeah, just got way too many skips in that backing track. So, let me do 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 do. Hello, is this thing on? Am I coming in clear? Yeah. So, clip it on, clip it on. Yeah, I pulled this puppy down. My EVH Deluxe Quilted Maple Top. Yeah. Love this guitar. The back, made in Mexico by Fender. Nice thin maple neck. 22 medium jumbo frets on an ebony fingerboard. 3-dot inlays. Yeah. EVH Floyd Rose drop D. Do I need it? No. Do I use it? Hell no. Toggle switch here. My other deluxe that's limited edition, Ash, has a toggle switch here and the kill switch, the dead button there. Which, is okay. I'd rather it be up here. So it's not in my way playing. So, as I said before, this is a shout out going to my number one guy, my go-to guy, Jack, and Take Aim, Gun and Safe in Palm Harbor off of US 19. So any locals around, go there. You probably know about this shop already. It's a fantastic gun store. I think it's the best gun store I've been at in Pinellas County, and I've been at a lot of them. So, and thank Jack for your service because he's ex-military, and I've seen video of him shooting, and he's still got his Army skills. Nothing slacking there, and they send him out for different tournaments or something like that. I think it was exactly. I don't remember. Don't get upset with me. And when you're done watching this video, get behind a kit and stop playing. Yeah, no more excuses. So, yeah, I went there Saturday and I picked up a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. And as much as I used to complain about Smith & Wesson sticking with really just the revolver end of the deal and not automatics, although I did have a Smith & Wesson automatic one time in my life, I was like, they're known for their revolvers. Colt is known for their .45 automatics. Beretta is like the number one go-to for 9mm. So that's been my thinking, my theory. And when I saw this thing, because let's face it, I lived in 3 states, and all 3 states I had a carry license. Up in New York, the last job I had, just before I was leaving New York, I was offered a position with USPA, United States Protection Agency. And they get hired to, or their job is to protect diplomats that come from foreign countries. Because from what I understand, once the plane hits the tarmac, if their bodyguards are armed, they can't leave the plane with a gun. As far as I recall, I don't remember the particulars, but USPA will be hired mostly for the diplomats that came over, and you could pick them up at the airport, LaGuardia, and you could be in Manhattan for 2 weeks. You could be in Connecticut for 3 weeks, until they get back on the plane and skedaddle. And what they carried on that job primarily was the Baby Glock. I think it was a 43, which I love my 43. I think it's probably the best carry gun to have. It's small, it's lightweight, it's compact, and it's accurate as all hell. It's still big and bulky and heavy, even though it's a Baby Glock. And when I got that, I brought it into the Palmetto State Arms in Greenville, South Carolina, where I used to live, and asked to put Trijicon night sights on it. And lo and behold, the guy behind the counter said, I just replaced a pair. A guy wanted these other night sights on. You want them for $50? And I'm like, hell yeah. And he put them on. So they were used, came off of another gun, went on my gun. It's been over 10 years, and they still glow in the dark. They say that they last for 10 years, but. So my other one that I got from Jack, my 6-hour P365, I think it was smaller, lightweight than the 43 I think I had, but it was still a little bulky and a little weighted. Because of my shoulder, I can't draw from, when I carry, appendix, it's right here, it was easier than here. When you're on the job and you have it in a holster and it's visible, it's on your side. But, casual or concealment, appendix. And I can't go there. I can't touch my hand to my body, or to the back. That's it. That's all it goes. I can't do it like this, and this, with this hand. So I started putting it in my pocket, and man, it weighed a ton. Again, fully loaded, and pulling my shorts down. No matter where I put it, cargo shorts or the hip pocket. So I went back in there. I'm like, what do you got? Something smaller, maybe lightweight, maybe a 380 for a change. And I was looking at a lot of the 380s, and a lot of them, like the Walter PPK, they're heavy. I wanted something smaller and lighter than what I have. And if I had to drop down from 9 to 380, so be it. And that one was just perfect. And as soon as I brought it home, I compared it to my 6-hour, and I was like, wow, this is a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, and a hell of a lot lighter. And I already had a pocket holster for it, put it in the pocket holster, and carried it already out and about. And I'm like, wow, this is perfect. And what a honey of a pistol. So yeah, that's how that whole thing trickled down. And I was looking at my others. So I ran into a guy that I know at the gun store, I don't know, a couple of weeks before. So I go in there every once in a while, I look around, talk to Jack. And I don't like going in there because I always want something. Every time I go in there, I want to buy something. I love it that they have a used section, and they have fantastic used pistols at great prices. And they're to me, they're as good, if not better, than the big box stores that are out here. And the gun stores that are out here, a lot of them really don't have used stuff. And you could find used stuff at pawn stores, believe it or not. They have them. But as far as anything else, if you go to a gun store, a gun show down here, it's really basically all new stuff. You really don't find used stuff, old stuff, military stuff, and not like Greenville. Greenville, I go there and man, they had a little bit of everything: knives, guns, military, used stuff, collectible stuff, stuff that you didn't know you needed to have until you saw it. And then again, there, the CCW license. If I saw something at a gun show or a gun shop, I put down that license with my driver's license. I buy the gun, and I'm walking out of there. I'm not waiting 20, 30, 40 minutes for a background check, and I'm not paying an extra $10 like they do here in Florida. It's a bunch of horse shit. So, in any case, that's one thing I don't like about down here. But the guns, again, and the gun shows down here, it's really old, new stuff. And maybe some of it's slightly discounted. Maybe it's stuff that these gun owners, gun stores, gun shops have sitting around that they're not moving, so they discount it and put it at a gun show. But I've been to the one in Tampa a couple of times with my daughter because she used to go with me at Greenville all the time. And they, it's never anything special. If it's something I'm looking for, if I'm looking for like an old Beretta model, it's very hard, to find it. I'm sure that if I was in Greenville, I'd come across it maybe, down here, zero, maybe half a 50% chance up there, 0% chance down here. So yeah, my buddy keeps on sending me pictures of him on stage. He's got a vintage Telecaster, 1960, and he still plays it out. And I remember at one time being at his house, in his studio at his house. He said, I don't leave the house with that. Now he's leaving the house and playing it. And I'm like, that's a $10,000 guitar. I don't think I'd be taking that out to a gig. And, so he sent me a picture of him out with it back in the day of, not recent. And then I said, I don't know which one I like the most. I think I like the picture. It's a picture of him holding it like I think it was a 1970 Gibson Les Paul Custom Black Beauty. And he's sitting on an amp. I think it's a Fender amp. And he's got the guitar with a strap on, and then he's holding a bottle of beer. It says, I think I like that picture, the picture with the Gibson, more than a Telly. I can't tell. So he's sending me pictures of gigs that he's done with him with different guitars on stage. So he sends me a picture of him with a Gibson SG, and I'm like, no, that's not it. And because he's been on TV since he was a kid, and he's played it probably everywhere. And I'm like, no. And then he sends me a picture of him playing a Gibson Les Paul, one of those $7,000 jazz guitars, big blonde one. No. The Les Paul one, the Black Beauty. And with that going back and forth and sending me another one. Of course, because our phones are listening to us, I went on Facebook and it said, celebrate your friendship, what it was celebrate your friendship with Rick Romaine. a buddy of mine that I grew up with, went to school with from the neighborhood. Me and my friends from the neighborhood, the gang that we had, we're still pretty tight. It's rare, but we still talk on the phone, and they'll come down and this and that. And I'm like, wow, look at that. So then as I see it, I see like the next one, and I'm like, there's the picture of him with the Gibson. What a coincidence. It was like, like birthdays when they celebrate so and so's birthday. And then and then they say the next one is like next week, or next month. And that's what they said with him, celebrate the next one. And I'm like, and there's the guitar. I took a screenshot picture of that and sent it to him. I said, that's the one I'm talking about. So yeah, and I still, if anyone could help me out with this would be great. I I still keep on getting Jeff Watson, his feed up on my Facebook page my Facebook feed. I get his posting, I should say. Rewind that. Like that. And so I unfollowed him. I think I may have said I'm not interested, don't want to follow. I don't know if I was able to block it. So, and now I don't even have an option to unfriend him because I blocked him before. No, I didn't block him. I unfollowed him before, and we still communicated via messaging. And now his feed is coming up, and he lives in California. He's on the other end of the spectrum than what I am. He's believing everything that he sees and hears in the news. So, of course, we're not going to agree on things because I actually look things up for myself to see what's real or what's not. And he's going down that road, the hateful road, And I don't want to see it. And I don't want to be, I don't want to feel the need to reply like horse shit, that's not true, this and that, the whole bit, and start an argument. So other than just trying to unfriend him, which might be my only option, the thing is that like I've got friends that are professional musicians, and a lot of them don't come up on my friends list. You know, maybe it's they're secretive. I don't know. Like I had it with Dee Snider. I had it with John Petrucci, um, Yowie Hoey, stuff like that. And I just, either they pop up or they don't. I can't. I can't think of. I've got names and they don't show the picture, or you don't even see them at all. So I don't know, how else to do it, other than, I guess, just unfriending them completely. But maybe that's what I have to do because, like, I haven't I haven't did a message to him. Oh, I did about a couple of weeks ago. But you know, be that as it may, I may just eliminate it altogether. And I don't want to be one of those kind of guys, but I don't want to see something that's going to aggravate me. I don't want to be mad and mental, like, you know, maybe 30%, 30% of America for the wrong reasons. So, and that's it. Yeah, I rambled on way too much, and I regret it, and I apologize. So thanks for watching. Have a good day and a better tomorrow. And Jack, get behind that drum kit so you can warm up and invite people over to have a jam. Yeah, man. Adios, amigos.